Yes, lads, joebiline here, and welcome to my Team of the Week 16 predictions. Now, this one was a very kind of difficult week to predict. Obviously, last week we saw some interesting inclusions. And I did say, wouldn't surprise me if we got Pogba and Hazard. I only went for Pogba in my predictions myself, but I did say, hey, we could get Strike Hazard. And we did this week. It's a little bit even more difficult because even more leagues have stopped for winter. Literally, the only leagues that were playing this week were the English League, so Premier League, Football League 1, Football League 2, Championship, the Scottish League, the Saudi League, and the Australian League, and the Italian League, and maybe the Belgian League. But Belgian League, there wasn't really anyone. And I think that was from a Tuesday or Wednesday game, but there wasn't anyone really from that game. So we had a handful of Saudi games, a handful of Australian games, a set of Scottish games, and then multiple English games, because there's nothing more we love at Christmas and the winter and the New Year time than hammering out games, and I absolutely love that we don't take a winter break, because to me, Christmas and part of Christmas and New Year is about watching all the football, going and watching it with your mates, and I love it that we do it. It'd be a shame if we stopped for a winter break, because what you're going to watch over the period, right? So keep that rolling on for as long as possible. Like, I don't think we should ever, in my opinion, ever have a winter break, because I love watching football over this period of time. So let's jump into who I've gone with. And there's a lot of players. It's like EA could literally do whatever they want this week, and that's what they'll do. So this is what I've gone with. In goal, I've gone for Kasper Schmeichel, who made a host of saves in both his sides, and this always happens. I do this every week. I forget to put the stats up in front of me. But he kept 2 clean sheets, host of saves in their first game, then a couple more saves in the game again today. Well, yesterday, I'm recording this Monday night. I believe the Tuesday night games will be a little bit too late for EA, although depending on what happens, they may end up throwing them in if they've got a few maybes themselves. The first of 2 Celtic, we've actually ended up putting 2 Celtic players in for 2 different games. This one was his Wednesday night game when he scored and kept a clean sheet, but he also played pretty well in the Old Firm derby. Leighton Baines got himself a goal in Everton's Monday win. It was only a penalty, but in a week like this week, we could definitely see him squeeze in. And then Gael Clichy, who got a goal in City's 2-1 win with 10 men against Burnley. Now, they were at home against Burnley, but there was down to 10 men, and he'd be a very much welcome addition for a lot of people's weekend league teams. There was a host of other defenders like Gary Cahill, Kieran Trippier got 2 assists, but I've already got some Spurs. Well, I've already got 2 Spurs players, actually. Couldn't separate them, and I don't think EA can either, because they both deserve it in their own way. Bunch of other centre-backs, but we'll move on to some of them in a bit on the bench and reserves. We've got Willian here, who got 2 goals in Chelsea's 4-2 win over Stoke, and that should see him safely get in. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Willian and another player in the moment, seeing as they already got them squad builder challenge cards for part of Footmas. Will they do this? Will they match them? Will they go one below them? Will they go one above them? We'll have to see. Dele Alli, yeah, that's what we were just talking about. The same way, will they put Dele? Will they do the card higher or will they do it lower? Because we'll have to see. But Dele Alli got himself 2 braces this week, one in the Wednesday night game and one on the New Year's Eve game. I'm losing days. I always do it at this time of year when I'm off work. Christmas and New Year all rolls into one, and I sort of forget what days they are. But I know today's Monday. You're watching this on the Tuesday. Wijnaldum, and this is another one. He only got 1 goal, but it was a big goal. It was a 1-0 win against City, and he played in a central position, so that'd be a very nice central card. Hey, if Pogba can get it for an assist. Yeah, it was an assist one. He didn't even score, he just got an assist. And on the match, don't be surprised if Wijnaldum does. Anthony Martial, the same thing. He only scored 1 goal, but it was a good performance, and it's a pack seller. A lot of people like Martial. I do as well. As a striker, when I'm not using Wanyama, I'll use Martial as my striker. Harry Kane, he missed, what a penalty miss that was, but nevertheless, he's still got a bunch of goals. What was it, a goal and an assist and then 2 goals, which is more than enough to get him in form, that penalty miss aside. Then we've got Matt Phillips, who had a very good week as well. A goal and an assist, I believe it was in his first game, then 2 assists in his second game. So that should be more than enough. And he's had a pretty good season so far. It's coming up. He was in the runnings for Player of the Month the other week, or the other month, should I say? And he's carried on his form with West Brom, who are just in fine form altogether. Chris Brunt and Macaulay both got goals in their Monday game, so we could even see maybe one of them in the defence. But Matt Phillips, who I've gone with. And then Oliver Giroud, he only scored 1 goal, but that's all it took. Hazard the other week, and what a goal it was. Potentially goal of the year already and goal of the season. What a finish that was. I was lost for words with it. It was such a brilliant strike, and even if it is only 1 goal, that goal alone is worth a special card. So that's the starting 11 I've gone with for Team of the Week 16. As always, do leave a like and let me know. We'll go jump into the reserves and the bench shortly. But yeah, I was trying my hardest to make sure it wasn't all Premier League. So we have got some other goals from other leagues, but there wasn't many, and I just thought I'd throw him on here from instead of being on the bench. Just so the starting 11 wasn't. But this could be the first. This could be the time where our the starting 11 team of the week is at the highest chemistry it's ever been. Not that it makes much difference, but we'll go jump into the bench and the reserves now. In goal, we've gone for Eugene Gelkovic. Yeah. He got, I think it was 8 saves in Sydney's 0-0 draw, so he definitely kept, it's Sydney in it. Sorry, no, it's not Sydney. There was 2 keepers, Gelkovic for Adelaide and also the Sydney keeper, and they both made a lot of saves, so I was tossing up between which one to go with. In the end, I went for Gelkovic, and I believe it was 8 saves he made. Dian Bodor for Bologna got himself a goal in their side, winning a clean sheet, which should see him scraping, seeing as it's a different league and an extra league for EA to include. Ollie Watkins got himself a hat-trick from centre mid, and he actually looks like a pretty decent bronze centre mid card. Jamie Walker got himself a brace for Hearts from the middle of the pitch. He's usually out wide, but he played in the middle, I believe. There was also Liam Boyce, who plays for Partick, I believe. He got himself 2 goals from striker, but Jamie Walker playing in the middle at Cam for Hearts with 2 goals edged it for me. Fahed Ben Kalfala got himself in the first game. It was 2 assists or a goal, and then in the second game got another goal and some assists. So I was looking at him, and there was also Trotsky for Mobile and Victory, got goal and assist in one of the games. Obviously Marco Rojas got a bunch of goals and assists in both games, but sadly I don't know why he's not in FIFA this year. I miss that guy, but he's back in the A-League doing what he does best after a couple of years of not too well in Germany and FC Funny went to last season. In the Swiss League. But Ben Kalfala got himself a couple goals and assists, which should see him get him. Josh Magnus got himself a hat-trick. And if you haven't used his normal card yet, I suggest you try it. I've done a video on him, so you go back and check that out. But he's a big, tall unit. But he's also very fast, so he works very well on this game. He got himself a hat-trick for Charlton. Nelson Oliveira got himself a hat-trick for Norwich against Derby. So he slaughtered the sheep. He's good at that. He did that for us last year when we had him on loan. Would have liked him back, but Norwich came in with the 6 million bid for him from Benfica and took him with him. And he's on a right runner form at the moment. And a hat-trick's topped it off, which should see him get in. And he should have some very nice shooting. David Stockdale moving into the reserves. Made a couple of saves, but he also saved a penalty, which secured Brighton a 2-1 win over Fulham and sent them to the top of the Championship table after Newcastle lost to Blackburn. Kyle Bartley. Now, I was unsure whether to include Kyle Bartley or Pontus Jansson. Both of them in fine form for Leeds this year with a brilliant centre-back partnership that they've created together. Pontus Jansson scored in the Thursday night 1-1 draw with Villa. Bartley scored in their 3-0 win over Rotherham today. So with Bartley's goal coming in the winning game, I've headed for him, but EA may go for Pontus Jansson just because it's an extra gold card instead, even though his goal came in a draw. So I've gone for Bartley more edging over the Rotherham game than the Villa game. Scott Sinclair, our second Celtic player, he scored the winner in the Old Firm derby. And he's been pretty good form for Celtic this season. Obviously, he's finally moved away and starting to get some form back to him after his career stalled a little bit at Man City. But we'll have to see. But one goal in it was the winner in the Old Firm derby. Macy Scott Sinclair sneak in. Leo Bonatini scored a double over in the Saudi League, which should see him get in just because it's a different league, and 2 goals is enough for a goal striker. And Andre Gray got himself a hat-trick for Burnley after his return from injury. It was the week before he came back, scored on his return. And then this week he scored a hat-trick, and I think a lot of people will be racing to pick that card up. So this is the team of the week 16 I went with. Obviously, we'll have to see what EA go with. They could have other ideas. It was a tough week to pick. But at the same time, it also kind of picked itself because there were just so few leagues. But there wasn't too many standouts. So we'll have to see what EA go with. But this is what I've gone with. As always, leave a like and let me know below who you think should get in. Who do you think from your side deserves a performance? Maybe one of you from the lower leagues had a rarely stand out, and hopefully EA noticed that. And they put some more bronze and silvers in over golds that don't really need to be there, but they will be. But yeah, leave a like. Come follow me on Twitter at joebilineHD, and I will see you all later.